Lumen Field.
Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store.
Between the Washington Commanders
and the Seattle Seahawks. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, this Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
The Seahawks at 7-1 now on the year. And they come in following a loss last week, and that, of course, ended that strong run they were on. They had won 7 in a row prior.
And something you pointed out to me before the game even began, they've had terrific fortune throughout their entire win streak. But we both saw it happen right in front of our eyes. Some of that good fortune dried up, and they ended up taking.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining.
On second down, Monroe. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Steps away. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They can probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Looking to throw. Miller. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Uses the stiff arm. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And this throw will be intercepted.
Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Throwing to start the drive. Miller finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat. Complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. Well, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Seattle. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line, out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game? The scoreboard tells a story for them, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Slings this deep for McLaurin. And that's caught inside the 35.
And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35.
A huge play there for Washington. And even 40 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. 1st down.
Down inside the 10.
And he'll be out of bounds. Something we're seeing more of with the rise of the run-pass option. A legal man downfield, and that's going to back him up. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one goes for 24 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Elliott. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On 2nd and goal, Jones, touchdown! Mike Evans, a 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Commanders are back within a score. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Now Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So they've been unable to capitalize on a great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Throwing Jones. A dump off to Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. Now Jones throwing on 4th down. Throw to the right here taken in by McLaurin. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Two minutes gone by, second quarter. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man right side is Ingram. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Ezekiel Elliott his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of, and this will be caught at the 30. And they'll work this down inside the 30. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they have this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
And that throw, pretty impressive, and even 61 yards through the air. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 21-14. Kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs, but sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they are certainly playing their best football of the year.
Jones on 1st down. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Meanwhile, Jones throw into the hands of McLaurin. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Inside give to Elliott. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. A first down carry by Elliott. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Ezekiel Elliott. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Commanders are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple of yards shy of the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Miller throwing to start the drive. Over the middle, it's complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Miller. Looking to throw on 2nd down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Jones throw here taken in by Ingram. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got a man, complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, if you're a fan of offensive football, this game has suited you well. Both offenses continuing to move the ball with relative ease.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of defensive football, you're not having so much fun watching this one. And these coordinators, they've got to be scrambling to figure out a way.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Evan Ingram, 40 yards.
And the Commanders will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On second down, Elliott once more. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. 76 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Evans has it left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first. On the counter, Elliott. And some room to maneuver. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
All right, I've got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his feet as far as he's concerned.
What are you saying? I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you all know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there, let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely, still got a lot of life left in those legs. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. This red zone is where the Seahawk crowd really makes it tough for an offense to communicate. It's 3rd down.
He targets Ingram for another grab. Touchdown, Washington. Evan Ingram with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Miller. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Evans in motion left. On 2nd and 7, Jones. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Boye Mafe has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Sly able to put this one through. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, and now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Second down at 5.
Back to throw. Jones. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Keenan Allen from 10 yards out.
And the Commanders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of...
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Back to Walker on first down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Miller now. Off play action. He's going to float this one deep right side. And now here is another interception.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett, under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position, and even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz,
he rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. And we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
133 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Off the RPO, he completes it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Now Miller to throw on second down. They'll fire one downfield for Fant. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Ashton Davis. And the Commanders are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Commanders are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 3rd down, Monroe. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. 1st down. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Walker. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry.
And now here is another interception. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Tressway now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. The quick slant caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Operating from the gun. Miller. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead drops from 34 to 27. So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that
Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Miller. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Kevin Byard. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it
It's that hate, boy. Yeah, my day ones here to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we end it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team.